Welcome to Yoga Mo-flo. My name is Heather, the creator of Yoga Mo-flo. Yoga Mo-flo is the combination of mobility and yoga, so we focus a lot on our yoga asanas, flowing into them vinyasa style with mobility work built right in. We work the body head to toe, we strengthen, we lengthen, we work on our mobility, our flexibility, and you never need any equipment other than a yoga mat for a Yoga Mo-flo workout. Throughout this workout, you may hear my dog, Henny Ruru. He's a little Trinini growling. I apologize for that. We just really want to try to stay present while we're working and see if we can ignore all the things going on around us. And it's just between us, our breath, and our mat. To begin today, we're going to start in child's pose at the back of the mat. So I invite you to come on back, having your big toes touching, knees wide, and lengthen on out. Come on down, resting our elbows on the mat, and arrive. We're going to be here for a few breaths. I invite you for the first few breaths, you can breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Once you've done that a couple times, see if you can seal your lips for the remainder of the practice. Breathing in through the nose, and out through the nose, unless stated otherwise. Really feeling the floor supporting you. I invite you to take this time to set an intention for your practice, whether it be a single word, something like calm or peace, or it could just be an intention as to, I'm going to finish this practice and give it my best. Go ahead and walk your hands off the right side of your mat, resting your forehead down, putting the left hand over the right, on top of the right, stretching out through that left side body, stretching out through the left shoulder. We're here for just a second. Then walking your hands through the center, off the left side of your mat, placing that right hand on top of your left, and we're here for a breath. Coming back to the center of the mat, pausing here for just a moment, and then coming up into your tabletop position. Having your knees under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders. From here, we're going to do a few cat-cows. So let's go ahead and drop our belly, lifting our head, gazing forward, and then exhaling and rounding our backs. And breathing out. 2 more times like that. Dropping the belly. Gazing forward, stretching out the abdominals, and then rounding our back, taking our bellies upward, and exhaling. Last time through. And back into cat. Back to our tabletop. Go ahead and sit back on our toes. Let's shake out the wrists for just a minute, and we're going to warm up our wrists with some wrist stretches. So go ahead and turn your fingers to face you, a little bit away from your body. However, if this is too much pressure on your wrists, that's okay. You can walk your hands in a little bit closer to your knees. Otherwise, we're going to come out here, and we're going to just pause for a minute. Really feeling that wrist stretch. If it feels good to you, you can bend one elbow and then straighten, kind of take turns, and stretching out those wrists. This is really great if you work at a computer all day or you do repetitive motion like you're a dental hygienist or something like that. You really use your fingers and hands a lot. This is a wonderful thing to do to stretch out. Then go ahead and take your wrists and have them towards each other here with your fingers facing the outside of your mat. Coming up into your tabletop again, and we're going to make some circles. So we're going to go 4 circles in one direction. And 4 circles in the opposite direction. Okay, then come back into your tabletop, having your hands under your shoulders, and we're going to rock 8 times back onto our heels. So here we're just coming back for 1, 2, 3, halfway there, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come back into your tabletop. Keep those toes tucked under, and lift the knees. Here we're going to hover. We're warming up our abdominals for 10, 9, 8. Feeling it in your quads. 6, 5, 4. Gaze steady. 3, 2, and 1. Lifting back into your down dog. Coming back here, you can sway your hips side to side. It's our first dog. Go ahead and move that chest back towards your quadriceps. And if it feels good to you, go ahead and pedal out the feet, taking your dog for a walk. Stretching it all out, getting ourselves ready. If you can, dropping those heels to the floor. If you can't, no worries, it doesn't mean anything. You'll just have your heels lifted up. Here we are in our downward dog. We're going to walk our hands back into a forward fold for just a minute. We're going to stretch out those quads. You can have your grab onto your opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Let something go. And then place our hands back on the ground, and we're going to walk ourselves out into a plank. We're going to do our first strength drill, which are up and downs. We're going to do 8 of them. So we're going to put our right elbow down, then our left, and then our right hand, left hand. Going back and forth. Here's 3. Take your time. There's no rush. We're halfway done. Two more. Once you're up, knees down, back into your child's pose. Take a rest. And breathe in through the nose, let something go through the mouth. A few more times. One last breath. Then coming back into our plank pose. And here we're going to do a plank crawl. So keeping your hips down, try not to pop them up. This is going to strengthen our core, as well as work on our mobility. We crawl forward for 4 and back for 4. Just do your best. That's what we're all doing here. 2 more times. Once again, no rush. Slower is better. And last time. And once you're done, lift up into your down dog. Pause here once again. Sigh it out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. From your down dog, go ahead and put your left leg in the center of your mat, right leg to the sky for your 3-legged dog, and step it through your hands. Here we are in our lunge. Go ahead and rock it out. No need to be static. Move whatever feels good for your body. Go ahead and place that left hand down. Lift your right arm to the sky. Opening up through the chest. Not letting that backside lift up, keeping it low. Opening up the lungs. And when you release, place that right hand inside the right foot. Walk your right foot to the side of your mat. Here we are for our lizard lunge. Stretch it out. Just staying right here if you like. You can drop that back knee. That's okay too. Whatever feels good. Breathe. Okay, now let's take that right or that left foot in, reaching your right arm back, grabbing the inside of the left foot, and you can let this right knee fall open as long as your toes stay in line with your knee. Looking up, opening the chest, pulling that left leg in for a nice quad stretch. And release. Go ahead and take that left hand off the side of your mat, lifting the back leg, the left leg off. We're going to do 3 step throughs. This is a challenging move. Just do your best. It is hard, but you'll get there. Go ahead and reach that arm forward, the right arm forward. We're going to step through with our left toes, touching our big toe, and back. 2 more times. Take your time. Slower is better. This is a wonderful mobility drill. And back. Once you're back, go ahead, come back into your lizard for just a moment. And back to your down dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and you can flutter your lips like a horse, let something go. 2 more times. Last one. Now go ahead and walk that right foot to the center of the mat. Lift your left leg high for your 3-legged dog. Go ahead and step that left foot between your hands. Here we are in our runner's lunge on the left side. Go ahead and rock it out. Good movement is always a good thing. If you prefer stillness, that's okay too. But I like to rock things out. Staying here for just a moment. Planting that right palm on the ground. Left arm to the sky. Twist. Opening the chest. Twisting the spine. Spinal mobility. Looking up. Releasing, putting that left hand on the inside of the left foot and walking your foot out a little bit to the edge of your mat and rocking in your lizard. You can stay here and rock. Once again, you can drop that right knee to the floor. That's okay. You can hold here, you can even sway side to side if you wish. Stretching out those hips. Now we're going to bring that right foot in, reaching back with our left arm, grabbing the inside of our right foot. We can let our left knee fall open with our toes, pointing the same direction and look up, and pulling that right leg into your butt. And stretching out that right quad. We're here for just a moment. And release. Go ahead and walk that right hand off the edge of your mat, lifting the right knee off the ground, reaching forward with the left hand. We're going to do 3 more of those step throughs. So here we go. Here's 1. And back. 2. Try not to drop the hips. And back. I know it's hard. 3. But you did it. We're done. Back to our lizard. here for a moment, and back to our down dog. Once again, take a deep breath through the nose, and let something go. One more breath. Coming to a vinyasa, go ahead and come to your plank pose. You can drop your knees if you wish. Lower into chaturanga, up dog, looking up, and back to your downward dog. Coming to the top of the mat, you can either walk there, or you can bend the knees and hop to the front of your mat. Go ahead and lift halfway, and forward fold. Go ahead and take your arms up to the sky. Hands meet in front of the heart. Here we're going to do some of our balance work. Adjust any clothing you need to your hair. Shake it out, whatever you need to do. We're going to come into our warrior three. So we're going to lift our right leg back, coming into our warrior three here. And from here, we're going to pause for just a moment. And then we're going to do 3 Shiva squats. So taking that right knee to the left calf, and then coming back up into warrior three 2 more times. Back to your warrior three, keeping that right foot flexed. Back to our warrior three. And then we're going to come down into a twisted seat. So see if you can do it without using your hands. Bring your knee down, tucking that right knee behind the left foot into your seat. Adjust as you need. Go ahead and take that left hand behind you, right arm to the sky, and then taking that right hand, arm outside your left knee, turning and looking over your back left shoulder. Taking a mudra if you wish, and breathing. See if when you inhale, if you can lengthen your spine a bit more. And when you exhale, see if you have a little bit more twist in your spine. Once again, spinal mobility. Then we release. Here's a little added challenge. We're going to come back into warrior three. See if you can do it without using your hands. If you need to put your hands down, that's okay, that's normal. But just give yourself a little challenge here and see if you're able to get off the ground without using your hands. So, coming forward, back into your warrior three, and then passing through, standing. Try to not put that right foot down. We're coming into tree pose. So go ahead and bring that right foot in the inside of your thigh, or if you prefer, you can have those right toes resting on the floor. Take your own challenge. This is your practice. Go ahead and lift those arms to the sky. If that is in your practice and you want a little extra challenge, you can look up. You can take a mudra. We're here for just a moment. Again, balance challenges are so wonderful as we age. Keeps us from falling, keeps us independent. Very valuable. Go ahead and bring the hands back to your heart. Cross that right leg down in front of the left and forward fold. Hang here, let your neck go, shake your head. Go ahead and walk your hands to the right. We're going to stretch out our AT band. Here, over to the left. Here we are, back to center. If you need to kind of scooch over towards the center of your mat, we're going to go into a standing splits. Having that right leg, the right foot on the ground, lifting the left leg up into the air. So here we're doing your standing split, stretching out that right hamstring. If you would like a little bit more of a balance challenge, you could take one hand to your ankle, maybe both. Give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Once you've had enough, we're going to meet in forward fold. So come here into your forward fold. Go ahead and take your arms and circle them up to the sky. Hands meet in prayer at the front of the heart. Adjust your clothing, adjust what you need. We're going to do second side. Coming into our warrior three on the right side, go ahead and lift the left leg back. You will notice you're better at balance on one side than the other. That's completely normal. This is actually my bad side. We are asymmetrical, and that's okay. We just, figure out what we need to work on. 3 of those Shiva squats. So, left knee to right calf. There's 1, 2 more. Last one. We're going to come down into that seat. See if you can do it without putting your hands down. So tucking that left knee behind the right foot, coming onto our hips. Setting up for our seated twist on the opposite side. Taking that foot in, reaching our right hand behind us, left arm to the sky, hooking it on the outside of our right knee, and turning to look over the right shoulder. Taking a mudra if you desire, and twisting and breathing. Once again, inhaling and lengthening the spine. Exhaling and seeing if your body can twist a little bit further. Wringing out the spine. And release. Coming back for our little challenge to see if we can get off the ground without using our hands. Scientists say as you age, it's important to be able to get off the ground without using your hands. That's one of the signs of longevity. So we're going to give it a whirl again. Okay, so coming back into warrior three on the right leg, lifting up into our warrior three. We're just here for a second. You can see I'm struggling too. Coming into that tree pose, trying not to set the left foot down. Into our tree, hands at our heart, or taking them to the sky. Breathe. You're doing amazing. Hands back to the heart, sliding that left foot down in front of the right, and forward fold here. Once again, you can shake the head yes, shake it no, let something go. Stretching out the IT band, walking over to the left, pausing a moment, coming through center, and walking it over to the right. Coming back into center, scooching over into the center of our mat if you need to. We're coming back into the standing split, standing on our left leg, lifting our right up into the air, standing split, feeling that nice stretch and that left hamstring. Here we are. If you want, you can again take that balance challenge of bringing maybe one hand to your ankle, maybe two, seeing what you can do, what you're capable of. If you fall out, that's okay. It's a practice, not a performance. And release it down. We're meeting in our forward fold. Pause here for just a second. Go ahead and walk those feet out to the edges of your mat. Let's have our toes out, heels in, coming into our yogi squat, and squat it on down. Here you can take your hands into prayer, really use these elbows to open the legs, getting into the hips, sitting here for just a moment. This is a really great thing to do. This is a very primal movement. Our ancestors have sat like this for millennia. If you're finding it challenging, that's normal. You're normal because we now sit in chairs. So if this is hard for you, I encourage you to do it more often. Sit here for a second. We're going to do a twist. So go ahead and take that right hand off the edge of the mat. Left arm to the sky, open the chest, and then bring that left hand down. Right arm to the sky, open the chest, and release back into your squat. Now from here, we're going to do a little bit more mobility and interesting exercise. I'm going to turn to my mat horizontally. I encourage you to do it as well. And what we're going to do here is we're going to walk the length of our mat back and forth 3 times. So it's going to look a little funny. It's going to feel funnier. But I guarantee you that this is a great mobility drill to do, and it's going to help you in a lot of sports and a lot of different areas in your life. So this might be hard right here. It is a balance challenge, sitting in just a toe squat. That's normal. We're going to move now. Okay, so we're going to walk to the end of our mat and back. That's 1. We're going to do it twice more. Okay, this is kind of fun to use our bodies in strange and wonderful ways. And if we fall, that's okay, because we're just seeing our edge and what our bodies can do for us. Moving in interesting ways is really healthy for your body and your psyche, and it's kind of fun. All right, that was 3. So now let's come back to our yogi squat for just a second. Pause and release. Come back on your backside and go ahead and straighten those legs in front. Give them a little shake if you wish. We're going to come into our forward fold. So go ahead and raise your arms to the sky and fold it forward over your legs. If you can reach your feet, that's great. If you can only reach your shins, that's okay too. Go where you can and get here, and once you're here, you can fold over, relax your head, and if you like, you can even do a little bit of a sway. I enjoy the sway. I also feel like it feels good on my lower back. If it doesn't feel good for your lower back, then don't do it. But for mine, it's very pleasant. It also helps me to release my hamstrings just a little bit more and helps me find my edge. But if you prefer stillness, again, that's just fine. It's your body. So go ahead and stay here for just a moment. And then go ahead and walk yourself up, taking our hands behind us. We're going to come into reverse table. So putting our feet flat on the floor and lifting up off of our mats. Up here in our table, if you like to let your head fall back, if that feels good for your neck, that's fine. I don't really enjoy that, so I'm going to keep my head forward. And I like to sway a little bit side to side. You can also sway front to back. The hard stuff is done now. Now we're just stretching. You did great. We're just going to stretch it out. Go ahead and bring your bottom down to the mat. And going slowly, we're going to roll down onto our back. If you want arms out, you can get there however you like. Let's just do a little bit of last core strength if you're so inclined, and roll slowly down to your back. Once you're here, bring your knees in, feet flat on the floor, going into a bridge. Have your fingers touch your heels if you can, and go ahead and lift up. If you like and it feels good for you, you can clasp your hands under your back and kind of snuggle your shoulders underneath you, making sure to keep that chin off your chest, giving some space right there. If you really want to engage your backside a little bit more, imagine pulling your heels towards your shoulders. That'll turn on the backside of your body, giving a last little bit of strengthening. Go ahead and release that. Come on down. We're going to do one spinal twist before we go into our Shavasana. So go ahead and take your arms to the sides wide. Pop your hips over there to the right. Cross your right knee over your left knee and let your knees fall to the left while you turn your head to the right. If you can, keep your right shoulder on the ground. If it comes up, that's okay. We're just looking for sensation. If you're feeling something, you're doing it right. And breathe. One last spinal stretch, wringing out the vertebrae. Coming through, lifting our knees up, back through center, taking our hips, popping them over to the left knee crossing over the right, dropping those knees to the right, and looking over our left shoulder. Once again, keeping the shoulder on the ground if that's accessible for you. Otherwise, if it comes up, that's okay too. We're just going for sensation. Breathe. Wonderful job. Let's release that. Come back to center. Centering yourself in your mat. Going ahead and taking those legs wide, letting the feet come down as wide as your yoga mat. Placing your palms on the mat or on the floor beside you, palms up, taking up space, going wide and coming into your Shavasana. Close your eyes. We're going to be here for a minute or two, just enjoying all the benefits of that practice. You worked your body head to toe, you strengthened it, you worked on your flexibility, you worked on your mobility. Now you can sit here and let all of those wonderful things you did absorb into your tissues. If you want, you can revisit your intention at the beginning of class, sealing it for the rest of your day. Feeling the earth supporting you. Go ahead and take your head, rolling it side to side. One last full body stretch, arms overhead. Straighten the legs, kind of like a good morning stretch. Really stretching out those abs. Rolling to one side. Using your strength of your arms to push you up. Coming into a seat. In the center of your mat. Wonderful job. Your body thanks you. You did a beautiful job today. I know that wasn't easy, but I appreciate your being here. Go ahead and take your hands to the center of your heart. Close your eyes for just a moment, thanking your body, showing gratitude. Namaste. See you in the next video.